All right, everyone. Okay, seems like everything's working out so far. I do need to fix my mic, but I'll fix that right after the live stream is over. But welcome, guys. Welcome. So just a quick summary of my weekend and basically last week since last Friday. So my grandmother has suffered a stroke. And I plan on, staying with her for the next couple of weeks, staying by here, and just helping out with the overall family. It's just the overall things that my family needs. It's helping out with my grandmother and everything else. So with that being said, I won't go too much into details since my heart hurts for my grandma. But I think we'll definitely have not disturbed, but a different live stream schedule. I have yet to create a different schedule for the live streams. I might even move around the days of when I do the lives. It might just be random, depending on the week, depending on how much care my grandma needs and how much help that I need to put in for my grandma. So I will give you guys in terms schedule at some point, but everything is TBD, to be determined. But with that being said, hopefully you guys have had a great start to this trading week. I know that we had so far. Let's first go over what the title says here, right? AMC and GME memes rally. So we're seeing just a complete move to the upside for all these short squeeze stocks. These short squeeze stock contenders. So the names that have originally been targeted back in 2020 to 2021, they're now seeing a resurgence, right? We're seeing wallstreetbets becoming more active again, and all of this, it's all due to the fact that Roaring Kitty, right? The Roaring Kitty has come back on Twitter, right? He started posting again after 3 years. He stopped posting on Twitter after kind of the short squeeze, kind of the wallstreetbets kind of, rally kind of ended. And so what we got was, this Roaring Kitty coming back, and he initially basically started this entire rally on GME and AMC again, since he was the original person to kind of write up a very thorough thesis on why we should be going into GME and how we can basically create a short squeeze from the retail volume that was coming into ticker symbol GME. And so with the Roaring Kitty's single tweet on Twitter, we got this huge rally on GME and other related stocks like AMC, and we were actually able to swing trade AMC. I want to show you guys this. So I actually got into AMC yesterday. I will give you guys the specific contracts that we got. So I signaled yesterday, actually during the hospital as well, when I was in the hospital with my grandmother, that AMC Lotto swing trade is what I said. $5 strike call contracts that expired on May 31st. So end of the month contracts. Wait a second, guys. I didn't see that we have 5 likes. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. And again, all the likes will be appreciated. I would love to see the continued support that you guys give me. It's amazing to see on YouTube as we continue to grow. But unfortunately, again, I have my family matters with my grandmother having a stroke. So hopefully this doesn't ruin the not ruin, but disrupt the growth that we've been seeing on this Charts Focus One channel. So again, all the likes and comments or whatever you guys would like to do will really help out during this time for me. So thank you guys so much again for all the likes so far. And hey, 6 likes. Thank you guys. So again, AMC Lotto Swing Trade is what I signaled to my members yesterday around 10:39 a.m. And what happened was that these 5 strike call contracts that expired on 5/31st or May 31st ended up rapidly moving up higher as premiums surged, as IB surged as well. And I was able to get out around 70%, near 70%, and then it continued to move up, and that position went all the way up into over 100%. I believe it went up to like 110% if I had held. But an hour later, I decided to come back in. So I went back in around like 12:45ish, if I remember. But I wasn't able to alert that. But once I got back in, I was up 15% again on the AMC. And so ultimately, I held that swing. And, well, today we got that huge gap up, right? And I was able to close AMC for 415%, which is crazy. So this is now my official biggest trade of this year, which completely went past VLO. If you guys remember the ticker symbol VLO, it was the oil refinery name, and this one was a very nice swing trade, a very, very textbook swing trading to all-time highs, and this one ended up being 210% plus as a swing. But AMC turned out to be an over the night swing trade that gave me double the returns of what I got on VLO. And so, I mean, I had to take profits right at market open, and so I was fortunately able to take profits. There was slight slippage on my exit, but overall, pretty good swing trade. I had to take the opportunity here to get in, and fortunately, I was able to get it, right? So, AMC looks pretty good. And now, today, I actually got into a new new trade here, BEB or BlackBerry. So this is another short squeeze contender that was used as one of the, I guess, quote unquote products or items that all these Wall Street bets retail traders were shopping around for. And BEB was one of those few lucky chosen ones that were able to basically experience this entire quote unquote meme stock rally. So if you guys see here, right, so mid to late 2020, and then we had that huge surge in 2021, and again in 2021 as well, mid 2021, and eventually it all died down, right? So it looks like we're ready for another run up. And so today I got into BEB. So specifically, I'll tell you guys the actual contract as well. So I said BEB Lotto Swing Trade, $4 strike call contracts that expire on May 22nd, so next week's expiration date. Or I told everyone, the members as well, that you guys can choose May 31st, so the end of the month contracts, whatever works for you guys. But I ended up adding even more at the end of the day, before the day ended, right? So I signaled this on around maybe 6:45, I believe, a.m. today. So shortly after market open, and so BEB continued to kind of consolidate today, and it kind of pushed lower, and then I ended up adding around 8:40ish a.m. And now this is all Pacific Standard Time. So BEB, very, very good move after hours, right? So this one was a little bit frustrating to hold because again, we saw a lot of profit taking coming into a lot of these meme names. So I think it's going to be imperative for us to understand that right now, during this crazy time of short squeezes that's happening throughout a lot of heavily shorted, high short interest stocks or heavily shorted stocks, it's prudent for us to be getting in and getting out as quickly as possible, if that makes sense. Okay, so you need to take the opportunity if the opportunity is given to you to get out. All right, so it seems like everyone is just again waiting for the Roaring Kitty's official statement as to whether or not he has a new position on a specific ticker, and so far it's anyone's guess. or anyone's guesses, plural. But it seems like everyone just wants to squeeze the hell out of every single high SI ticker, right? Short interest ticker. So we're just gonna take this opportunity and just run with it, right? Okay, so that's kind of the gist of everything. I mean, I gave you guys the specific contracts that we got in for our own personal touches on our specific meme stock trades. I mean, you guys can use the same contracts that I've just given you guys on AMC or BB, or if you guys want to look at GME, you guys can, but the IV is crazy high on this one. So I would not want to recommend GME to anyone currently, because the contracts will most likely give you guys some very, very bad returns, because this will have huge IV crushes and people will be, you know, losing their entire portfolios, because I know people are completely just going crazy, and you know, the quote-unquote apes, right? The apes are coming back and rising, and so this one is going to be pretty much a zero or hero type of trade if you guys really do want to get into GME. But again, I highly do not recommend you guys to get into GME because of the fact that we have huge IV surges, and I think it's over like 300%. I think I saw like 400% on some of the contracts, on some of the option contracts for GME. So absolutely crazy. I personally would not go in. So I mean, that's that. But yeah, so overall, I mean, there's no really any developing stories. The guy himself, Roaring Kitty, he just continues to post on Twitter, and that's effectively creating this quote-unquote diamond hands. It's kind of a meme. diamond hands movement to kind of come back onto these stickers. So it'll be pretty interesting to see if he indeed does have any thoughts on a specific ticker, like he did in 2020, in late 2020, about GameStop, so GME. So you know, everyone is just waiting for that, right? Everyone is just simply waiting on that. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the meme stocks. I want to quickly go over some swing trades that we had. So first of all, FCX. So this one, amazing returns on FCX so far. I signaled this back in the first week of May, I believe. You know, this one still has a lot of room left, surprisingly, to move to the upside. You know, this one has been able to continuously form really nice consolidated bull flags like it did here. Specifically, it was a micro ascending triangle. Okay, or again, if you guys want to you know, combine it with this impulsive breakout to the upside out of this huge macro trend line. This is obviously the flagpole, this impulsive move up, and then this consolidation or this micro ascending triangle is the flag. And if you combine the flagpole and the flag, you get a typical bull flag, right? So if you guys want to know what specific contracts that I signaled on, I believe it was May 2nd. All right, so on this day right here, right, during the dip, okay? If you guys want to know what specific contracts that we got, make sure you guys DM me at ChartsFocus1 so that you guys can become a CFO Swinger Watch newsletter reader and be added into the private CFO Discord community. Okay, so this one, huge return so far, absolutely amazing. FCX continues to be a great swingable ticker, not just a great swing trade idea, but it's a great swingable name currently, as specific commodities and, you know, precious metals or just overall metals continue to act really well. So FCX, I will wholeheartedly support this one for any more upside movement. Okay, and then another swing trade idea that we also executed on was PSTG. Okay, so PSTG, great breakout. This is a typical breakout that you want to see, right? So first of all, let me just go over this very quickly. We had an earnings gap up in late February, and we held that gap up for months, right? We had very good sideways consolidation until we got this typical descending triangle chart pattern. But again, this could be considered a nice bull flag. So if you take a look at the weekly time frame, okay, we had a very nice move up, right, from the earnings gap up. This weekly candlestick right here where my mouse cursor is, and this impulsive move is the flag pull, and then this descending triangle is ultimately the flag. So when you combine both of these two together, we get a bull flag. And today we got our first peek at what this bull flag is potentially giving us for this week on this ticker. And this is also one of the swing trade ideas that I gave out to my members. So along over 54.50, even though I did signal this last week. And so I wanted to continue to watch this name this new week as well. And so again, this was an idea that I gave to my members, to my CFO Swinger Watch newsletter members and the private CFO Discord members as well over the weekend on Sunday. And so PSTG, very good run up, very good typical breakout after a very tight price action the past 3 trading days. I mean, if you take a look here, right, we had a inside trading day on Friday, which is the reason why we got in. Well, I believe we got in on Friday here. Let me make sure. Let's see. Oh no, my memory is completely fried. So we got in on May 7th. Okay, there we go. That makes more sense. Now my memory is coming back. So PSTG, last week, I signaled this in the Discord. And again, if you guys want to know which specific contracts that I signaled, make sure you guys join us by DMing me at ChartsFocus1 on Instagram. Okay, so PSTG signaled here, and we continue to ride it out as it continued to really just consolidate quite well underneath this descending resistance trend line. And today we got a surgence in buying volume, and we saw a nice, very nice bullish candlestick to the upside, and we even finished with a nice close near highs. And so tomorrow, I would want to believe that PSTG can be a very good continuation name to the upside. And again, we have CPI coming up, inflation, or April's inflation report, which I will talk about in a few short minutes. But even if we do see a nice gap down in the markets, this one can see a very shallow move down, a very shallow gap down from today's closing price of 56.41, and then we can see a nice drive up higher tomorrow, and this can continue to the upside if we're able to break over today's high of the day that's currently sitting at 56.57. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, so this one, very nice name, very nice breakout to the upside today. The daily 10 SMA is curling up higher, catching up, and the daily 21 SMA is curling up higher as well. And we're starting to finally move away from the daily 50 SMA, and also on the weekly time frame, we are currently moving away from the daily 10 SMA. Okay, the only thing that we need to worry about is getting too far away from this weekly 21 SMA as well. Okay, because I would love to see the weekly 21 SMA catching up too. But again, if we're seeing a nice expansion to the upside, it will be pretty hard for the weekly 21 SMA to catch up. As long as we can see continued support from the weekly 10 SMA, this red line here, it'll be great to see more buying coming in as well. Okay, that will give us more confirmation that short to long term buyers are both coming into this name. Okay, so PSTG, another great looking name here. Okay, and I also forgot to talk about MMM, but this one was also a very good swing trade. I unfortunately got out way too early here back last Friday, also when my grandmother had her first stroke. So this one I had to get out either way. I was too busy, in the hospital with my grandma. But this one had a huge day right after Friday, so on Monday, right? So yesterday, and it was able to cross over that triple-digit share price number again, and it actually almost hit my 101.80-ish resistance level here, or if I want to be a bit more specific, and go back down to the whole number, 101.50, right? $101.50, which was the next whole number resistance level that I was personally looking at. But I really would have liked it to go all the way up into 102. But then again, I didn't hold. So hey, it is what it is. It was a great swing trade. I got in on Thursday and I swiftly got out on Friday morning, right? So this one again was a great swing trade to the upside. Okay, so last but not least, let's talk about CPI. So tomorrow, the expectations for the CPI report is slightly down, only like 0.1% down, both on the headline CPI and the core CPI as well. So again, it's only 0.1% difference from the expected number to the previous month's numbers. So March's numbers. So it kind of wants me to well, those expectations are kind of leading me to believe that we will most likely meet expectations, and so a little bit more of a tamer inflation report may send the markets moving straight higher again. And so far after hours, we're right back on SPY here. So on SPY, we are after hours, we're sitting right at 524.14, if I'm not mistaken. So we're right underneath the all-time highs level, and it would be pretty interesting to see us making a new all-time high tomorrow, maybe during pre-market, and then flushing back down and driving down lower during market open, right? So maybe pre-market we have a nice gap up due to the fact that we meet expectations, which means we were 0.1% lower than the previous month's actual data for inflation for both the headline CPI and the core CPI. So this will be pretty interesting to see tomorrow, because again, this is a rather quick correction to the downside. It was a 5% plus move to the downside, and I would have wanted to see another leg down, at least another 3 to 4% move down from the all-time highs level, so around 8 to 9%. But we didn't get that, and ultimately we got a very nice V-shaped recovery to the upside. But again, I'm being very wary of the weekly volume bars, right? I mean, the last 2 weeks, not including this week, were pretty poor volume-wise, and we continued to stay under the weekly average volume and also on the daily weekly volume as well. So all these green bars that you see here during this uptrend, during the current uptrend and bounce back to the upside, we've seen only one single trading day where we saw a slight uptick in the daily volume that was slightly over the average daily volume. So again, it is what it is, but we gotta follow the trend, right? So far, my short to long term thesis and analysis on the markets is that we are still moving to the upside, right? So short to long term, we're moving to the upside, right? So the S&P 500, we will continue to see, strength as long as we can see a nice gap up tomorrow, and then we have that immediate flush down. Because again, I mean, even if we do flush down tomorrow at market open, because of the fact that we have a gap up, maybe into a new all-time high price level, we're still all above all my major SMAs, right? The daily 10, the daily 21, and even the daily 50 SMA, which is still kind of flatlining here, even though because of the fact that we're seeing a continued uptrend, it's now curling back up higher. And if you guys remember from the previous live streams, like the past 2 weeks, or at least just last week, last week is when I believe I mentioned this, but the daily 50 SMA was flatlining and sticking around this 512 whole number level. And so so far it has done that, but now it's slowly curling back up because of the fact that we are continuously moving to the upside. But then again, we need to be wary about this entire all-time high area. So I believe back in early April and late March, I cautioned to you guys that there can be a nice pocket of sellers around 524 to 530. And so I'm going to now extend this supply area. Okay, and tomorrow we will see whether or not these sellers will come back and show themselves again, and they might smack the price back down. All right. Okay, so make sure you guys are remembering all these levels, and make sure you guys are looking at my S&P 500 chart to have the same levels on your own technical daily time frame chart of the S&P 500, or ticker symbol SPY or SPY. All right, so that is it for tonight, guys. So again, I don't know when the next live stream will be. I'm hoping that I can do another live stream on Thursday, but that's just being hopeful. And you know, I'm gonna be pretty busy with my grandmother, grandmother, you know, this entire week and maybe even into this weekend. So I will try to send out the CFO Swinger Watch newsletter as well, since I wasn't able to last weekend or last Sunday. But there might be no technical analysis video, the actual technical analysis video that comes attached to the CFO Swinger Watch newsletter report. So I will give you guys an update on that, but overall I will be aiming to send the CFO Swinger Watch newsletter on Sunday as per usual. Okay, and obviously to your emails as well. All right, so that is it for this live stream. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me. It's been a very hard week for me, very emotional week, but I'm really hoping that I will push through for my grandmother and my grandma, and hopefully I can have things settled down so that I can give you guys an official new schedule on what I will be looking to do with the live streams and even any of the recorded videos that I do upload on my channel here at Charts Focus 1. All right, so again, I don't know if I'll be seeing you guys on Thursday, but yeah, I will give you guys updates on Instagram and on the Discord as well if you guys are a part of the public and/or private CFO Discord community. Okay, have a great rest of your night and good luck tomorrow.